What's going on YouTube? I'm Evan, this is Marksman Trading, and welcome to my trading journey. Today is December 7th, and I'm only down $6 in my Apex account, so not too bad, more of a flat day. We took 4 trades, which is more than usual, but we managed them well, and we learned a lot today. So let's get into the recap. So to get started, let's go over the first trade that I didn't take. Our edge was present, and I'll explain why I didn't take this trade. This was a double top on the NQ from this morning. As you can see, we made a high at 9:38, and we also made a high at 10:16. Now we had a pretty solid bearish candle at 10:17, and you guys know how I usually like to play like engulfing candles. I like to short the following candle kind of as it pops back up and fails, in which it did that at 10:18. So that yellow arrow, that's where I would have gotten in. That dash yellow line is where my stop loss would have been. Except the reason why I didn't is because the ES was actually pretty relatively strong this morning, and it was kind of pulling the market up with it. So while the NQ was double topping here, the ES was actually pulling back to keep going higher. It kind of had a break and retest of this supply zone, and so I want to make sure, trading's all about finding your edge and confluence and stuff like that. And so the ES here was looking very bullish, and I want to go against something like that. So I held off, and as you can see, we ripped higher. We even see like the volume kind of fade in these red candles down here in the 1 minute, and then the volume picks back up as we shoot higher again. So that worked out. That's a good way of like kind of actively managing your edge and stuff like that, because I had the supply line, I had the supply zone, I had the price action, but confluence with like higher time frames and like other markets and stuff, that's always something good to look at, especially when trading NQ. Always good to look at the ES as well. Next off, we actually started the day with a bad trade. We took a short on this lower high here in the 1 minute. We kind of popped up and then kind of popped up again, and then actually it wasn't like a lower high. In my mind, this was like a failed follow through momentum setup, even though it really wasn't, and I'll explain why this was a bad trade. As you can see, we popped up above this pivot after moving past the double top. Actually, I'll get rid of that now, so we can just focus on that. So we moved up, had a little bit of a pullback, moved higher, and then I got so kind of like I got tunnel vision with this one 1031 candle as a flush down with a topping tail, and I guess I was still short bias. I just had that stuck in my head from missing or from not taking this double top here. I was hoping, we'd flush down, kind of exhaust out, and move lower. And so here I was looking for like a failed fall through momentum setup because we were moving higher, and then we moved down. But again, I broke my rules. I shorted into the low end of a supply zone without it kind of, it was still using it as support, right? Here's bottoming tails right here, and it didn't even like flush into that. So even though it flushed below the 90 MA in the 1 minute, it still didn't clear this level. And I basically shorted right into support. You could see that we kind of had a nice wick bottom right here, and then stopped me out where that blue arrow is right there. And so I'll show you 2 trades from here is where I actually took a textbook failed follow through momentum setup, and that's that one over here. But yeah, so for the future, I told myself, okay, this isn't a real failed follow through momentum setup. I need to see this flush candle flush below these bottoming tails and stay below a supply zone, and then that'll be a solid trade. Oh, and the supply line for that was the 2 minute. So that was the criteria for that. Supply zone, supply line on the 2 minute. We had some nice topping tails, but like I said, the price action wasn't there. And I thought it was, right? It was just a bad trade. But you can't learn if you don't trade. And trading includes a lot of mistakes, a lot of losses, and that's the only way that you can learn and grow in this game. So next, I took a lower high, which really wasn't a real lower high. It did manage to move about 1R, but I got stopped for break even in this not 1057 candle. I shorted it after it kind of popped up, failed the top end of the supply zone, flushed down below the 90 MA in the 1 minute. We had that 2 minute supply line, I'm pretty sure, was the only one that was there. We may have had some higher time frame supply forming. Let's see, let me get rid of this just so we can clip the chart a little bit. Yeah, we had some 15-minute supply forming, wasn't straight yet. Some 30-minute supply forming, and hourly wasn't forming yet. But anyways, so We had the price action, we had the supply line, we had the supply zone, but honestly, even though it worked, well, I took it to break even, right? But it still went 1R. This drop right here, right before it got wicked back up and stopped me out for break even, it was 0.25 away from, it was one tick away from hitting my 1R target. I had a limit order down here, and then proceeded to hit it at 10:58 after wicking me out, coming right back down. But I mean, you can't expect too much from this trade because we were expecting or respecting the low end of this range, right? We were holding, kind of consolidating on a trend day. We were moving up since like 4 o'clock, even 2 o'clock this morning, and this could just be consolidation to go higher. I don't know if this would be a lower high as much as it's just kind of just ranging, kind of chopping around right now. So the trade did work, but I don't want to be taking something like that again. It's just risky. It was good R to R, but R to R means nothing if it's a bad trade, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if you're risking $10 to make 50 if you can't even make it a green trade. So that lower high trade right there. Got out for break even, like I said. Let's clear that now. And then the next trade we took, which was our green trade on the day, which got us to just about break even. I made $57 on this one. I lost 62, I think, on the 62 on the first one. Yeah, that was break even trade. So here is the real failed follow through momentum setup. As you can see, we consolidated like I was talking about. We kind of topped out here with some topping tails, flushed back down. And then here is what I was looking for earlier. We flushed below the support level of this consolidation. We flushed below the supply zone. At this point, we had the 2-minute supply line still up there. We had, I think, the 50-minute supply was straight. And we had 30-minute supply. That was straight as well. We had hourly supply forming. Actually, no, we didn't. No, we did. Yeah, sorry, because I took it at 11:12. So it was forming in that candle. So we had a lot of supply up top. We had a supply zone. And then this, what I really want to point out here is this flush candle flushed below all these wicks, right? And then we retested with volume. With volume, that's important. And then the retest at 11:13, where I just about top ticked it. I shorted it at 5980.5 with one MNQ contract. Risking to the highs. I probably could have had a tighter stop loss, but I'm just trying to keep trading as simple as possible right now. So I just risked it to the recent pivot, which was high of day. Look at the light volume in that retest, right? There was like no bias after that flush. So we retested the low end of the support, and then we flushed down. I took it for almost 1R. We already moved so much, right, from the top to that point. I didn't want to push it just for like a few extra bucks. So I took it for a little less than 1R, but if we would have stayed with a 1-minute bar by bar, we would have gotten out for a little more than 1R. We would have exited at 11:20. Sorry, I got this cough today. Actually, I've had it for a while, but I guess there's something going around. And then this leads us to our next trade. We had kind of a V shape, right? This is pre-market high. We had the solid. We flushed, right? Almost all all red candles besides that low volume 11:13 candle. We flushed into pre-market high, which is support. We left a nice bottoming tail, 11:19, kind of consolidated, then moved up, and then I should have taken this, but I was just actually I don't know why I didn't take this. I think I was just having a conversation or something like that, so I missed it. Or I just wasn't too involved while like watching it. But yeah, would have put my stop loss to low of this move. Would have taken it after this kind of, it's not an engulfing candle really, it's not that large of a bullish candle, but the first candle to kind of close at its highs could have taken the previous candle kind of retesting these wick highs right here. Or honestly could have even taken this consolidation with these dojis, because if we're not moving lower, especially after bottoming tail like that with some volume, we're bound to go higher. And as you can see, we shot way up to make highs today. So honestly, you could have used a 1-minute bar by bar to capture over 2R. You would have exited around, 11:35. So that was that trade I missed that my edge presented. And then lastly, I took this trade up here. Let me clear this. Took this trade up here, kind of like a supply break and retest, even though it wasn't quite that, and like a trend join long kind of, because we were hitting the 9 EMA in the 5-minute. Let me pull that up. 9 EMA in the 5-minute, kind of holding on to this supply zone up here. And I took it as soon as we kind of closed above and held previous high of day, which is, oh, why is it not showing? Let me grab that real quick. Daily high low. There we go. There it is, right there. And so once this new 1255 minute candle opened up and opened above this previous day high line, I took it with my stop loss to the lows, and it popped above it and held the supply zone for 3 minutes, and then I had my stop loss to break even. It was after 12 o'clock. It was almost 1 o'clock actually, and I know my trading stats go way down after 12 o'clock, and so I was just looking to get lunch, and if it didn't work, it didn't work. So I took it to break even, and it's a good thing I did because it didn't even go 1R. I think 1R was at, yeah, it was all the way up here around, I think 1654. So not even 1R. Honestly, it was what, 1, 2, 3, kind of the fourth pullback in the day. So it was due for a deeper pullback. Even on the 15 minute, you can see that we were a bit extended away from the 9 EMA. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys had a better trading day than I did, and we'll be back again at it tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications because I am uploading these recaps daily. So I will catch you in the next video, and God bless. Peace.